Hi, it's Sick here, and today I'm going to talk about my morning skincare routine. I think that I have expressed before that I am a La Mer devotee. I've used it for over, I would say, 12 years, and I always say with skincare, invest in skincare. Color, you can find anywhere. As long as your canvas is good, you can buy drugstore makeup, you can buy high-end makeup, and it's going to look good. The other thing that I've always said, and I'm a firm believer in, is that if you find something that's less than La Mer and it works for you, stick with it. Because it took me a long time. Like, I would be using La Mer, I'd be like, when I was in my early 20s, I'd be like, this is too expensive for me. I would try to find things that were less money to save money, and I would just end up using a third of the bottle and go right back to La Mer. So finally I got smart about it, and I'm like sticking with what works. So that's what I'm a really firm believer in. So just to get to it, I'm going to go over my morning skincare routine because I have to do it anyway. I've got my two dogs in here, and hopefully they don't bark because I have somebody downstairs doing my drapes and my curtains, and they hear noise, they bark. I'm sure if you have a dog, you understand. Stop. Okay, so the only thing that I have on my face is the Face and Body Gradual Tan, because I'm trying to get a little gradual tan right now for the spring and for an event that I'm going to. So today and yesterday I've put this on. So this is about the tan. I literally just put this on, like when I got out of the shower, and then I used it yesterday afternoon. So, but this is probably about my third bottle of this. I always get it in the spring to get ready for the spring, the summer, because it's a lot better using self-tanner than using the sun. And the other good thing that I was going to say about it is that it does have the miracle broth in it. So not only is it a self-tanner, but it gives you the miracle broth, which is so good for your skin. That's like the main ingredient in La Mer. And it is moisturizing. So it's like sometimes you use a self-tanner and you come out and you're like, well, I'm still dry, and then you have to put moisturizer over it. You do not have to do this with the La Mer. So that's one really good thing about it. Okay, so the next thing that I would do, usually I wouldn't do that every day, that's just kind of the thing that I'm doing right now, is that I would go on to Serum, and usually I would either use the lifting contour serum, or I would use the intensive mask, and that's kind of like a serum. You would use it before the moisturizer, and I either use that in the morning, or I use the firming, and at night I use the Genaissance, because I just can't use that morning and night because it's just way too expensive, even though it works really well, and I wish that I could, because it does have so many benefits. It has firming benefits, and it has hydrating benefits. It does everything that these can, all in one, but it's just a lot more. Okay, so the first thing I will do, and I'm just using a little sample of it that I got because I wanted to show you though that I really do use it, and my bottle is empty. And the funny thing was, when I went to pull my bottle out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy some soon, because the sample is probably only gonna last me a couple weeks, because you do not need much. I found a brand new bottle unopened. So win for me, because I don't have to go out and buy it, but kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't even remember buying it. So I do things like that, but it always works out in the end, so why complain about it? So I'm gonna take a little serum. Like I said, you do not need much. About that much on my hand, and I'm just gonna kind of spread it into my hands and then apply it to my face. And I always, when I'm applying it, just move my hands up with it. Because when you get into your 30s, you want lift. So even when I apply my serums, I'm always pushing up. And then I'll even put it onto my neck. And obviously, if I wasn't in a hurry, I would take a little bit more time in applying my serum. Then I would let it set for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, have a cup of coffee, and then move on to the next things. And the next thing I'm going to show you is, and this is actually a new product, maybe a couple months old, but it's the Lifting Eye Serum by La Mer. And this is unique in the way that not only is it going to give you an instant lift to your eyes, but it's also has a long-term effect. So it's not just something that you buy that's going to give you instant results. It's also going to, train your muscles in the way you apply it, go in there and work and lift, and it's going to give you long-term benefits. So it is really worth the investment, and you need a tiny amount. I'm probably about a quarter of the way down, and probably out of that quarter, half of that quarter, I spilled on the floor. And I've had this for about, I want to say, month to a month and a half. Okay, so what you do with this, now this one's a little bit unique with the applicator that comes with, opposed to a lot of the applicators that come with La Mer eye creams. It has a flat side and it has a rounded side. And I'm going to show you how to apply it. And once again, I'm going to do this a little fast. You can take it and apply it a drop right to the flat side, or you can take it onto your ring finger, pick up a little, it's like a little dropper, onto your ring finger, a dog hair here, gross, and then you're going to apply underneath the eye, on the corner, below the eyebrow, and across the eyelid, and you don't need much. And then you're going to take the round side and you're just going to go out, and you're going to do the same thing above the brow, and then you're going to take the flat side, and they almost call it ironing. And you're just going to take it from here and go all the way to your ear. And then you're going to take it across your eyelid, do the same thing all the way out to your ear. Then you're going to do the same thing above the brow and go all the way out to the ear. And then the last step is you want to take it on your closest to your nose, part of your brow, right underneath, lift and hold for 3 seconds. Then you go to the highest point of your brow, do it again, hold it for 3 seconds, and then do it to the tail of your brow. And I'm going to do that just 2 more times. And also those other steps that I just showed you, you would want to do 3 sets of 3 to get the maximum benefits. And then you're going to go, after you do that 3 times, you're going to go to the highest point of your brow and hold that for 3 seconds. And I just want to show you, and keep in mind that I didn't even do that as much as I would have, how much higher this brow is already than this one. I'm going to try to zoom in a little so you can really see. Now this, looking in my mirror here, is this brow, and this is this one. And I haven't done the right eye yet. So you can obviously see the lift already, even if I go up a little bit higher. So it just works really well. I'm going to go ahead, do the other eye really quick. And then, and then you can see that now, putting them right on the same spot, they are parallel, almost. So it works like that, and it's also instant, and it's also long-term, so it's just a really, really great product. Once again, that is a lifting eye serum. So I'm just gonna zoom back right now. Now the next thing I would do, I've done my serum, I've done my eye serum, I'm going to apply my cream. Now this is just a little, I got this with a gift bag. That's the thing I love about La Mer, is that they give the best gifts. Like this, I think, is 1/4 ounce. No, it's 1/2 ounce. And I got this for free with purchase. And you can buy a full ounce for about $120, $130. I could be wrong. I always buy the 2 ounce to save money because it's a little bit less than buying 1 ounce twice separate. And they just have the best gifts. I could survive off my gifts if I kept buying stuff, obviously. So obviously this is way, way too much. You would need about, I'd say, 1/4 of this amount. I just overuse La Mer. I'm just an overuser, and they even tell me, you're using it wrong. You use way too much. But I don't do this every time. I'm just kind of doing this to show you. So you want to warm it in your hands. Now this is the original cream. With a soft cream, you would not need to warm it in your hands. And the difference between the soft cream and the original also is that the soft cream will leave more of a dewy finish. This does have a dewy finish, but the soft cream leaves more of. And I just apply it everywhere, across my eyelids. And I have very, very, very sensitive eyes. I can't tell you how many products, skincare products I've tried on my eyes, and I wake up and they're this big. And I never apply it to my neck, not because you can't, but only because your neck, the skin on your neck is very similar to the skin that's underneath your eyes, so I always use a neck cream. Okay, so we have the cream on, and then the next thing that I'm going to show you that is new by La Mer is their perfecting treatment. Now I've only had this maybe a week or two, but I was lucky enough to get a sample of it before it was launched. So now I've been using it, I want to say 3 weeks. So I wouldn't just talk about this if I'd only been using it for a week or recommend it. Amazing. Now let me just read you a little bit about it, what it says that it does, and I'll tell you what I think that it does for me. The perfecting treatment. The silky, sumptuous gel balm wraps skin in miracle broth. That's like the main ingredient in all of La Mer, except for, I think, the foundation. We'll talk about that in a minute. And Sea Source Perfecting activates to visibly enhance texture, tone, and translucency to create a soft, multi-dimensional glow of light from within. Skin is instantly soothed, redness and pores visibly softened for a more flawless look that continues to improve with use. Love that's long term. The look is even, velvety, and perfectly refined. Perfect. It says to use twice daily, gently smooth a small amount over face and neck before or after moisturizer. Now I like to use it after I moisturize because I like to use it also as a primer. And that's another thing that's marketed as a primer. It's more marketed as a treatment because that's really what it is, but it's an amazing primer. And my hands are so moisturized from La Mer, I can't get it open. And this is a new bottle considering that the sample that I got lasted me weeks and I could still use it probably for another week or two because you need the tiniest amount. So whenever I open a product, I usually use what's on the little, I don't know what they call it, cover. Because whatever it comes with, I keep, just to keep it fresh, sealed, everything. So I just take a little bit, and that's probably even way too much. You probably need half that amount. And I soothe it and smooth it over my skin. I can't tell you how good it feels. So even if you just wanted to go out with this and have a glow, it would be amazing. And it's also treating your skin because it has all that good La Mer miracle broth in it. It's just amazing. I'm going to take the extra and even smooth over my hands because I don't want to waste it. And then the last thing I'll do that I might cut out is then I have to do my eye cream. You always want to do your eye cream last. And I use Clé de Peau only because I do like the La Mer eye creams. There's 2 of them, but I do prefer this over it. And it's about the same price. So literally with this, you need about that much. I'm going to come a little closer. Literally, it's the tiniest amount, and you could probably even use half of that. And I take it underneath my eyes, and I smooth it in, make sure to get the corners, and then I go all over my eyes. Now why I love this Clé de Peau eye cream so much is I can't tell you how many eye creams I've used that work well, but once again, I wake up the next morning or later in the day and my eyes are just puffed out because I have such sensitive eyes. Then it comes with a kind of a similar thing, a rolling ball. And I just kind of go over my eyes, go underneath the brow, and this helps to depuff. This helps so much when you have like a sinus infection because it feels so good because you're kind of going over you are going over your sinuses. And then sometimes even when I have pain in here from sinus infections, I'll take it and go right down like that helps to clear out kind of what's caught up in there, the ickiness. And that's it. That's my skincare routine. So you can either cut out now, not watch the rest, or I'm going to show you the La Mer foundation that's been around for a long time. Now this here is a reparative skin tint. I like it. It has the miracle broth in it. But the original version that was out years ago, then they didn't have one for a couple of years, and they came out with this. I don't like it as much as the original. I like it a lot, but I like the original way better. So I just wanted to show you it. I'm actually going to use the foundation just to show you. But the only two differences I would say between the two, obviously this is a skin tint, so you're going to get more color, you're going to get more coverage with this. The two main differences is that I do not, even though this is a treatment fluid foundation, don't quote me on this, I don't think this has the miracle broth in it. The skin tint does, so that's one thing to think about if you're kind of picking between the two. So I'm just going to take the foundation, and it's going to cover my blemishes. I'm just going to point them out to you so you know I have one here and one here. Because I'm like that type of person that if somebody touches my skin, even if they go like this, I will get a zit where they touch me. Like, I can't even touch my own skin unless my hands are super clean. I let my friend borrow my sunglasses, and then I wore them the next day without cleaning them, and I got a zit here, right here, probably just from that oily, dirty stuff that's on the little part that goes over your nose. So I'm just going to take it, I just shake it just a little every foundation I do. You don't really have to with this. And I'm going to take one pump, that's really all you need. And I'm going to take, this is a Louis Young foundation brush. I love this brush. And it's kind of a thicker, big one. And I'm going to apply it. I'm going to obviously start around where the center of my face and just work out. Down my nose. Underneath my eyes, across the lids there. And I always kind of do like a stippling effect around my nose, just to really get in there. It's kind of like painting, and there's like a chip in your furniture or something, and you're painting it, and you want to get into that chip, it's like or a crease or something, or if you're glazing something. I do that because it sets it better and it really gets it in there. And I'm just gonna do my forehead. And that is it. I'm going to show you just a little closer so you can see the finish. And this is the finish of it. And it's very dewy and it feels really good. Lasts all day. Couldn't recommend it anymore. Come back out. Okay, and the last thing I just wanted to share with you, just a new makeup thing that I've discovered. Heard about the brand, it's called Milk. I'm sure you've heard about it. And I've heard some good reviews on it, I've heard some bad, but at my local Sephora, all they have are the lip markers. And when I was swatching them, they kind of seemed dried out. I'm like, maybe I'll just get one. I went back and got 2 more because I could not believe I wore it one day, I put it on at 8 a.m., didn't even bring it with me. At 8 o'clock at night, you could still see traces of it. And I ate, I had a facial, I had lattes, I had all kinds of crazy things. Even when because I was talking to the girl before I had my facial about how much I love this. And even when I came out of my facial, she's like, oh my God, it's still on. I'm like, I know, it's still on. The only tricky thing I would say with it is you can see the tip here. It's kind of pointed. It has an angle to it, which is good for application, but you gotta kind of be careful so you don't go over your lines. So I'm just gonna put it on to show you. And they're very, very, very pigmented. Okay, and that is it. And I will zoom up close so you can see the color. And this is TKO. I don't know if that's supposed to mean anything, not quite sure. And to me, it's kind of like a hot, kind of zoom in, a hot fuchsia pink. And I can't tell you, lasts so long. Once again, it's the Milk Lip Markers. So I'm done here with my morning skincare. I'm gonna go on with my day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've never heard of La Mer, I hope I introduced you to it. I hope I did it well. If you ever want to see my night routine, because I also use La Mer except for my cleansing. I have to use something different because of my eyes. Because I don't think they make one that does, I mean, it works well for my face, but I don't think, I like to have a cleansing thing that does my eyes and my face at the same time because I'm lazy. So especially at night when you're tired. So I use Fresh's Soy Face Cleanser. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the products and hope you have a blessed week or weekend. Thank you so much for watching.